I'm so bored. It's getting awkward. Oh, I caught the trigger. So, today was finally the day when I was just kind of like, I'm finally gonna have time to wash my hair and style it the way I wanted to. And plus, I usually, from now on Sundays, I'm actually gonna give myself a little bit more free time. Like, you see me post quick little screenshots of what I'm working on, and such on Twitter. But those are usually going to be far more simple things, like maybe a cut or edit, or maybe some fan art. So I'll actually have more time to do videos. By the way, if I'm actually going to be editing a video, it's probably going to be a little bit shorter. But this one I'm going to try to keep it short, so that way I don't have to do that. I already got a new intro done. You guys already seen it if you're actually watching this. I decided to go ahead and put a little bit of effort into my YouTube videos, since I'm actually going to upload not just this, but also some of my dance videos and such. I'm going to make it into a blog / personal growth type of deal, because I want to look back on this year and see progress, and I hope I'm able to find someone to share this with that's also going through the same thing, but has the same goal and has aspirations of their own. Not just the typical wachichu that I see online. But anyways, hope you guys' week has been fine. We are entering a new week in 2020. So a quick little thing that's going on with me, if you haven't been checking out my Twitter, that's the main platform that I use now. Fuck Instagram, no offense. I will be trying to go to 10 cons, because there's a couple that still haven't booked the table for. Is Megablitz and MetroCon. MetroCon's here in Tampa, and obviously Megablitz is in Orlando. Now I have no idea if I'm able to get a booth, or I'm able to get even an Artist Alley table. Things can change, they can decline me. You never know. It's up to their discretion. So I'm hoping that they will have me again, because I really had a good time showcasing my artwork and just talking to people. That's mainly what I love conventions for. Interacting with people, and then go and do my own thing in the evening, and go and dance, and just enjoying it without being pestered and bothered like in the normie nightclubs and stuff. As for MetroCon, I never had a table there, so it would be my first time. The only reason why I'm actually considering it is because I had someone at I believe it was the Clearwater Comic Con last year. It was someone that stepped by my table, and they looked at my work and they said, hey, you would definitely do well at MetroCon. I was like, because I still wasn't sure just how exactly things were going to go last year, but things had just progressively got better and better, and I'm just like, okay, yes, let's go to this con now, let's do this, let's do that, let's do stuff. So that is that. I'm going to 10 cons. About 6 of them are ones I've been to already. So it's going to be the same old routine. Just hope that more people reach out to me and continue to support my art. Oh, excuse me, I just burped, and no, I'm not going to edit this. I'm sorry. Now, dance videos. I was having a little issue with uploading them. Like, yes, they would upload, but they were just so choppy, and the frame rate was just so awful. And this included just regular ass videos. And I'm just like, man, but why? And then I realized because Twitter's updated look and interface and stuff, it was preventing me from uploading videos, especially on desktop. I wasn't even able to trim the video. So if there was something that I wanted to trim off, or only show like a small portion of it, because obviously there's a certain time limit on the amount of a video that you can upload via Twitter. That's a little time limit. It's just kind of like, well, I can't even do that on desktop, and when I upload via desktop, the video comes out fine. The frame rate is normal. So, but I figured it out. Let's just say I was living under the rock at that time, because that period of time, I think it was when Megablitz was up, and then I was just kind of busy doing artwork, so I didn't even have time to not only notice that, but not even give two shits about uploading videos and stuff to Twitter. So there's that. I'm going to continue to upload my progress or random practice vids on Twitter. My main focus is to just get my moves to look clean, to really, make them look clean, because the one thing that I cannot stand when it comes to dancing is when, even if you're wilding out, if that's your focus for whatever routine that you're doing, your movements have to make sense. I have to be able to still follow. Otherwise, it's just, I hate that. And I was kind of doing that, and I still kind of do that. And it's just like, no, take my time, build some muscle memory, figure out some moves that you can do, for now, and just get them clean, and just teach myself how to cleanly execute my moves. That's my main goal. All the other stuff will come later, but I will be posting them to Twitter, but I also will post some on YouTube. Like, if there's a polished, from start to finish piece that I dance to that I feel like I can at least do it completely, I'll definitely post it to YouTube. But if not, I'll do a little mini vlog or something where I just talk about what I did via dancing and what my next thing or focus is gonna be. Okay, that's out of the way. Trying to think of anything else I want to talk about. I guess a few artist announcements. It's kind of strange I would do it via YouTube, but I'm going to also do it on Twitter. Since I can only say so much in the time limit that Twitter gives to videos. When it comes to my graphic design work, I'm still doing the Pride designs, and a huge bulk of it is made by me from sketch to finish. But there's a good portion of the art that's going to be fan related, that's going to tie into the first Pride designs that I did, because I remember someone specifically said that some of my Pride designs remind them of some of the noise symbols and pen designs from The World Ends With You. That's a game that I actually played way back on the Nintendo DS. I remember specifically because it was one of the times that we actually flew to Cuba, and I brought my Nintendo DS. It was via the R4 because the cartridge I had stopped working, so I couldn't even play the game. I brought it from eBay. I tried to play it, and it just would not work. I kept trying to reach out to the seller, and eventually I had to get a refund. But here I am, stuck with a broken ass game. But then I went ahead and decided to purchase an R4, and I figured, well, I have the original cartridge, it just doesn't work, so screw it. And I actually played it in Cuba, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm so happy that they decided to re-release it on the Nintendo Switch and before on mobile platforms. I definitely think it's doing a lot better on the Nintendo Switch. I hope that they actually continue the series, whether it's through spin-offs or cameos or whatever, because that particular game has such a distinct style. And so I decided to go ahead, because I just don't see fan art of that, which is understandable, because when it was first released, it was back in the 2000s. It's old. But I decided to take inspiration from that and actually revive a lot of the pen designs and all the noise designs, and even some of the characters, and incorporate it into my art. So you're going to see a little bit of fan art from the game, the noise and bosses. They tie into furry. I love Andro art, I love fur art, so that makes sense. But you're also going to see the pen designs. If you're following my Twitter, you already saw a few of them. And the colors are going to be associated with a lot of the Pride flags. I got the pansexual one done, bisexual, trans, intersex. I have to work on gray romantic on most of them, gay, definitely lesbian. I normally say lesbian for last because I have to take a good look at the flag and then just kind of play around with the colors so that way they don't clash too much, and so that way it actually looks good in the end. And let me see, I know there's others, asexual pride, poly, not the one that has like 3 colors, the other one that actually has the pie, that's the one that I actually have to do. Polylaminous, that's probably another one I'm going to be doing for all of the Pride designs. Another series of Pride designs that I'm going to be doing is I call it a Geo series, but some people have said that it reminds me of Trong, which when you actually look at it, it kind of does. It really reminds me of the final boss from Star Fox 64, and mainly because of the amount of polygons once upon a time that we had to work with, because it's such low res and it's just a low poly count. and it really reminded me of that a little bit. As if you were looking at the 3D model from the N64 game in wireframe mode, and let's say Maya or another 3D modeling program. That's essentially the feel that I get from that. So that's definitely another series I'm going to work on. However, the species count might be slightly lower than the main Pride merge. Because I feel there's going to be a few species and designs I might have a difficult time incorporating into that style. And especially since a lot of the work is actually going to have a distinct look, you know. Take the bear and the tiger, for example. They look really aggressive. Even the bull does too. And so can you imagine that with a cat or a rabbit or, you know, those animals. So that's another series I'm working on, and I'm also working on Pixel. Pixel is very simple, you know. I'm not going to get into it. I'm definitely going to use more realism when it comes to the design itself. But other than that, the Pride colors are going to be very, very easy to incorporate into the Pixel versions of the Pride designs. And I just saw something AliExpress stream. Yeah, fuck you, whatever. Anyways, I'm doing a bunch of keychains. They're actually sitting in that box there. It doesn't look that big, but it's heavy. I'm doing a lot of keychains. This will include a lot. I mean, it's not really a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's still a lot when you incorporate all the different Pride designs and styles and combinations. It's going to be quite a bit of fan art incorporated as well, but done with my aesthetic and flair. So hopefully it stands out, and hopefully people will like it, you know. Normally I would go with a 50-50 rule. I'm trying to lean towards that, but not really put the emphasis on my fan art too much. I want people to kind of support more of my original stuff, particularly my comics, my graphite realism work, which is something else I'm going to talk about, and I'm just going to end the video. And a little bit of my neo-style artwork, you know. I'll get more into detail about that in another video, but I do want to keep this one short. And again, I'm not going to really edit it unless it's something really quick and sassy and snazzy that I have to do. Okay. I almost lost my train of thought. So, my realism work. Since I think 2017, since 2017, I've been using a graphics tablet, and the one I use is the Huion H640p. Do I recommend it? Yes and no. Yes, if you're starting out and you need something a little bit on the cheaper side. No, if you're looking for something very advanced or something to kind of replace, I don't know, let's just say a webcam. Or a lot of people would say, well, Huion is a very good alternative. It really depends on what you're doing or how you do your graphics work. The H640p is definitely not a interactive pen display at all. It's not. So when you're drawing, you gotta look up in your computer screen, bitch. You gotta look up. You gotta look up. When it comes to my realism work, all of it's been done in pencil. Now, I didn't really start refining it up until around 2016, I believe. I think it was around 2016, probably before that. And while I did refine it a little bit more, I didn't really start pumping out a lot of that artwork until early 2018. And I believe it was because Megapixel was around the corner, so I started to really pump out artwork. And once I started to go to more conventions and started to get a feel of what type of work I should do and how to incorporate my interest and stuff into set artwork, then I really started to continue to dive into the realism. Some people say it's faux realism. At this point in time, I just call it realism. Before, I would just call it my graphite art, my pencil art. But anything could be pencil art. Cartoony sketch could be pencil art. A semi-realistic painting, I mean, if done in pencil, I mean, it's not a painting, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's pencil art. So, what style is it? Realism. Is there different degrees of realism I can hit? Yes, I can hit a paintery, soft look to holy shit, it looks like a fucking photo type of tease. You know, I try to hit somewhere in the middle because there's a really dangerous amount of risk of hitting the uncanny valley, and I actually hit it about 6 to possibly 7 times. The last piece I did, not the most recent one on my persona, but the one before that, yeah, I accidentally did uncanny valley on her, and it looked bad. I mean, the shading and rendering was gorgeous, but it just looked, it was uncanny valley. And so whenever I do my realism work, unfortunately I've gotten so used to, you know, rendering so much in pencil that, you know, I would have to dumb down my technique, you know. But when it comes to that, it's like, okay, bring life into the eyes, make sure there's shadowing, make sure, you know, and just take extra steps to make sure that it doesn't hit uncanny valley. The fuzzies over at Reddit had let me know that one of my art pieces of a canine, it was actually fan art or someone's persona. It was, I believe, a coyote, and I still have it sit in there somewhere in my closet. Don't worry, it's safe. I still have it. And they, quite a number of them loved it, but they also cautioned me that, hey, you know, it looks great, but because you did so much to render the eyes and give life to it, it didn't hit uncanny valley. But they told me to be careful with that level of detail and realism, especially done traditionally. I finally brought the interactive pen display. It's pretty much this shit behind me. There you go, that. But you can poke it with your pen, and it moves, and it does stuff, basically. What we have nowadays from Webcom and Houlion, but it's an actual modder. It's a little ancient, but I decided to go with something that's cheap, because imagine if I spend $300 to $1,000 on a Graphis interactive display, you know, for drawing and stuff, and then I realized that I actually did not need that. It's going to be a nice piece of paperweight. Or you might go, well, Cassie, you can just fucking sell it. No, better not to waste the money. Just, you know, and I did my research. I said, okay, what do I need? And I think it will more than likely fit my needs. I just need a monitor big enough to where it's almost equivalent to the life size of paper. Most of my graphite pieces are done on, nowadays, 8x11 piece of cardstock paper, but I can go up to 13x19, but I avoid it because it takes me longer, because then you have to put more detail, because it's longer, it's more space. And 11x17 is just like, I mean, I don't mind, but if I can avoid it, I'm avoid it. The smallest I can go is probably 4x5 or 3x5, but I try not to do it that small unless it's like a close-up shot, let's say like half a face, and then I just Photoshop it to make a complete face. And I know there's a lot of artists that go, oh, you shouldn't do that because symmetry doesn't assist, and I'm just like, but it's a drawing, and you know, the only way it would hit uncanny valley is if the rendering is done incorrectly. But anyways, I think that's it. I don't want to make it too long. Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing. I seen like 1 or 2 people randomly subscribe to it. I don't know when the videos on this video going to come out. I'll try to make it like maybe once a week or something, or you know, and if I can, try to make it so that I don't have to edit it, so that way I can actually get more videos out during the week. But yes, today is, oh, come here, mousy, come here, bitch, stop that. It is Sunday, January the 5th. Go and make your week awesome, man. Take care.